In today's Advent of Wrapping tip, we are going to make a tailored bow, which works really well if you need to send gifts in the post. And for this, I'm going to be using some grosgrain or grosgrain ribbon. I'm going to cut about 3 inches of the ribbon. And for this, you do need some double-sided tape. And I'm just going to run the double-sided tape down the centre of the pre-cut piece of ribbon, just like that. And I am going to peel a little bit of it back so that I don't have to do this later on when I've created the loops. And then with my ribbon, I'm going to create a loop, just like that. Press it down into the centre. Now I could leave it there and just use my pre-cut piece of ribbon to use and hold the middle of the loops together, but I'm actually going to create another set, just going back on itself. That's a second set of loops, just slightly larger than the first set, and a third set, again just very slightly larger than the ones we've already created. Now I've got my ribbon on the roll, but you can pre-cut if you know how much ribbon you're going to need. So just before checking the size of my loops, before I add my pre-cut, pre-stuck piece of ribbon, just peel the rest of the back off and place that across the middle and make sure it's nice and tight so the centre of the loops stays in place. And that's our tailored bow created. I'm just going to trim the little bit off there. And we can pop that onto our gift. We can either stick it to the gift, but preferably if you're using it with the ribbon still on the roll, you can then cut the ribbon off and then take your double-sided tape, just move that out of the way, so we don't stick it to the actual gift. If you don't want to, of course, I'm just going to stick that on there. Peel the back off. It is harder to peel the double-sided tape off fabric, but it does take, it does come off once you get the hang of it. And I'm just going to sit that on there. And because we're not sticking it to the gift, it does mean that you can move it around to wherever you want it on the gift. And that's our tailored bow.